Welcome back to Ants Boxing Channel, everybody. I want to do a quick touch on the Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu press conference. I think it was hilarious. Keith Thurman shows you what a showman he is. Loud as hell. We seen the mic clipping and all that stuff. Keith Thurman way too loud, too excited. But hey, I get it. He dying to be back in the ring. Know what I mean? He back in it against Tim Tszyu. That's a big fight. That's a good fight to set a lot of stuff up moving forward for Keith Thurman. After the fight, he had a little interview, and he was talking about Devin Haney, saying he fights with no cojones. I agree with him because I feel like what he's saying is Devin Haney fights kind of scared. Like, he don't commit to a punch. He's not trying to fight to hurt you. He's not fighting sitting on his punches because that's a risk. When you fight and you sit on a punch, you take a risk and you expose yourself and open yourself up. And Devin Haney don't try to take those risks and opportunities. That's why he don't get knockouts. Nothing wrong with it. That's just his style. But I disagree with a lot of stuff that Keith Thurman was saying. With him saying, you know, when he was saying that, oh, you know, I have to give y'all fix. Y'all missed me. This, that, whatever. I get it. You know, everybody counting Keith Thurman out. They remember when they was even saying Clarissa Shields would come in and beat up Keith Thurman. Come on. Remember when they used to say, like, Gervonta Davis will move up and knock out Keith Thurman? Come on, like, you know what I mean? They really have been counting Keith Thurman out. They've been playing him, trying to play with his name because he's been inactive, lost to Pacquiao, and hasn't been back. But here's some food for thought. Y'all remember when Tank fought Mario Barrios, right? Tank beat Mario Barrios. He stopped Mario Barrios. But for a good portion of that fight, Mario Barrios was outclassing Tank. He was outboxing Tank. When Mario Barrios fought Keith Thurman, he never outclassed Keith Thurman. He caught him with a good shot to the body and hurt him. But at the end of the day, Keith Thurman outboxed Mario Barrios and outclassed Mario Barrios the whole entire fight and put a beating on Mario Barrios, way worse than what Gervonta Davis did. On the flip side, it was Mario Barrios that was actually outboxing Tank for over the first half of the fight. And you got to remember now that it came out that Gervonta Davis actually had a rehydration clause on Mario Barrios. So when you think about that, let's just assume he didn't have that rehydration clause. We don't know if them shots that Gervonta Davis landed would have even hurt Mario Barrios to begin with. You get what I'm saying? So stop playing with Keith Thurman's name. One thing to remember is Keith Thurman, if he wouldn't have fallen off and if he didn't go on that hiatus after losing to Pacquiao, Keith Thurman would have been a Errol Spence or a Terence Crawford today. That's who he would have been. I don't think Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford was always the better one. But in my opinion, I feel like Keith Thurman would have been right there with Errol Spence. I know everybody says Errol Spence to the body. That's Keith Thurman's Achilles heel. And that may be true. That may be something that Errol Spence definitely brings to the table to be able to beat Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman was a problem. Keith Thurman can also counterpunch. Keith Thurman can also move and strike at weird angles. And Keith Thurman also got very good power. At the end of the day, I'm glad Keith Thurman is back. I hope Keith Thurman stays consistent. I hope he really comes back. He's talking about fighting until he's 40, possibly retiring. He wants to add to the legacy, to the sport, to the history. I hope he does just that. I love Keith Thurman. That's my boy. Great fighter, great talent, great personality and energy. Man, what can we say? That's it for Ants Boxing Channel. I'm out.